That is why I consider this as a most powerful medium, most powerful art form in the world. I have not taken a casual leave even for a single day, and I am drawing pocket cartoons for more than 35 years.
Imagine that. So hats off. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to yet another interesting episode on the Book Talkies. Did you know that on May 5th, it is supposed to be World Cartoonist Day? Converting the message, putting that into a comic strip, it's a very, very unique skill. I love to read graphic novels and comic books. Now we have Prashant Kulkarni, Prashant sir, on our podcast. So Prashant sir is one of the authors and one of the cartoonists for Loksatta. He is a freelancer. So Prashant sir, welcome to the Book Talkies.
Yes, thank you, Kaustubh, very much. It is my pleasure to be in your show. First of all, just when we say cartoons, that cartoons has got a different branches. In the sense, there are pocket cartoons, there are political cartoons, there is comic strip, there are caricatures, there are illustration, and so many things. So everything is called as generally as cartoons. Plus there are animation films also. So we call it as a cartoon films. So different aspects of this art, and why this art is very important, because it is very different kind of art. In the sense, it requires two things basically. First thing is you should have a fine sense of humor, and second thing is you should have ability to sketch, and understanding of a topic or subject is understood. That you should have to have that. And sense of humor. See, there are many people who have got good sense of humor in the film industry, on the theater, in writings and all. Cartoonist sense of humor is something different, because he has to express it through visuals. So that kind of sense of humor, that kind of images, he should be an expert in that. Then only he will become a cartoonist. So for readers, when they say cartoons, so we have to ask them what kind of cartoons you mean. Like, my career started in the newspaper industry. So I used to draw pocket cartoons. Even now I draw pocket cartoons for Loksatta, which appears on the front page of a newspaper. And it is a socio-political comment. So day to day, so many things are happening in our society, in the world. So cartoonist duty is to try to explain that particular thing as fast as possible through a comic way. Because those are the best thing which is attracted by a reader. See, in a newspaper, generally it is very dry. But your natural intent is to see a photograph or see a sketch or see an ad, because it is a graphic impact on the reader's mind. So that is why cartooning is such an art where cartoonist explains everything through a visual with the help of few sentences.
Correct.
So selection of a news is the most important thing for any cartoonist to draw a cartoon.
Correct.
So each and every news item cannot be useful for a cartoonist. So his skill is to first select a news item. On which news item you are supposed to draw tomorrow's cartoon. What happens in pocket cartoon, you are only suggesting. You are not mentioning any character as such. But in political cartoons, you are showing maybe Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi and maybe Fadnavis and Yediyurappa and so many things. They are actually caricaturing those figures. And they are saying something which is very funny for a reader.
Right.
This is a political cartoons. And the statement is essentially has to be a political one. There are also many cartoons which are maybe on some disaster, maybe some accidents and all that.
Right.
That is a different story. But by and large, political cartoons should have these characters drawn in a most comic way. Now, there is another branch goes through this. This, when I say this sentence, that political figures drawn in a most comic way, it means I am drawing a caricature. Caricature is entirely different thing. It's again art, different art. So there I am showing any political, any great figure, very popular figure, his face as a cartoonist, as I see him. Sometimes I feel that Einstein's hairs are very big. Sometimes I feel Indira Gandhi's nose is very sharp and peculiar. Sometimes I feel Narendra Modi's lips are very big.
Yeah.
Like that. So all those features, which I feel as a cartoon, I feel should be prominently drawn without losing the identity of the character. So if I want to draw Narendra Modi or any other character, Nitin Gade, whatever, whoever, I maintain that character, but still I exaggerate few features.
Okay. Correct.
Then there is one more thing. It is social cartoons. Social cartoons is entirely different.
And sir, all of these cartoons are printed in newspapers. All of these cartoons.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
You've seen in newspaper, you will find caricatures. You see
Correct.
Pocket cartoons. You can see political.
Correct.
All
Correct.
thing. Plus, there are two more branches of this. The name cartoon and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
It is social cartoons and
Correct.
also illustration. In
Correct.
newspaper, what happens? If I draw, say, Narendra Modi cartoon or something like that, on today's issue, today something has happened, somebody said this, somebody said that, I am drawing a political cartoon. Now, that cartoon should appear at least tomorrow, day after tomorrow, within 4 or 5 days. Because politics is constantly changing. There's
Correct.
no point in drawing the current political cartoon after 15 days, 20 days. Nobody will understand why this now.
Correct.
So, these are the essential characteristics of that particular medium.
Super.
Requirements. But social cartoons, when I say I draw social cartoons, and social cartoons appear in magazines. Magazines mean generally monthly, or fortnightly means generally once in 15 days. There you have to choose a topic which is fresh even for months together. So
yes.
These cartoons, these social cartoons, generally they appear in monthlies or fortnightlies or even in annuals. Now, for example, I'll give one example. A magazine like New Yorker.
Yes.
New Yorker is most popular week, and it is weekly.
Right.
So there is hardly any political cartoon.
Okay.
There are political cartoons, 100%, but very rare.
Okay.
Most of the cartoons which appear in New Yorker, they are social cartoons. In the sense, those cartoons, even if the cartoon is as old as 10 years, you'll be still able to enjoy that.
Okay.
You'll be able to enjoy that humor and the subject.
Okay.
Right. If it is a political cartoons, you don't know who is Bill Clinton, what happened on that day, why Bill Clinton and somebody from Russia and somebody from England are discussing and they're saying this thing, because you don't know the context.
Correct.
Totally. So that is the limitations of that medium. It's not the limitations of the cartoonist. It's limitations of that medium.
Okay.
But New Yorker cartoons are so fresh and always fresh that they have come out with a big volume of cartoons for more than 100 years.
Okay.
That almost 20,000 cartoons in that big book. 20,000, can you believe it?
Wow.
That book you cannot lift with one hand. It is that big.
Wow.
But the beauty is that if I open any page, maybe it is 1935.
Yeah.
Cartoons published in that particular year, they are drawn, they are collected in that particular section.
Correct.
I still enjoy that because the topics are very familiar to me, because they are non-changing topics.
Right.
The eternal, you can say.
Yeah.
And the fifth one and the most important thing is illustrations. Now,
Right.
what is illustration? Illustration, somebody has written an article, maybe humorous, to support, to make it more interesting. There are cartoonists who read that article and they come out with some good ideas and they draw a sketch or a cartoon for that particular article.
Right.
So I will tell you one example, one beautiful example. Everyone in Marathi knows who is Pu.La. Deshpande.
Correct.
Okay. Now, Pu.La. Deshpande he has published several books. Many of his books are illustrated by Vasanta Saravte.
Is that so? I did not know this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Vasant Saravte, who is Vasant Saravte? Vasant Saravte is one of the genius in cartooning field Maharashtra has ever created, I would say.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, and he has worked for several magazines and in several branches of He has done pocket cartoons. He has done not pocket cartoons. He has done. He's a master in social cartoons, illustrations, caricatures, everything.
Everything. Okay.
So yeah. So these are the classic case of illustration. Why is illustrating Pu.La. Deshpande is he comes out with the essence of that article in that particular sketch. The moment you see that sketch, you feel like reading the full article.
Okay.
That is the beauty of this particular medium. So even illustrations are equally important.
Okay. In these 5-10 minutes, you gave me the entire background of the cartoon industry.
So far, I have mentioned about pocket cartoon, political cartoon, social cartoons, illustration, and caricature.
Correct.
I have not mentioned about comic strip. So, for example, in comic strips, it's an entirely different business altogether. And it is the most popular, most powerful art form in graphic medium. Comic strip is so much popular art form, especially in Europe and in America, that there are many newspapers, they carry 4 to 5 big pages of supplement just with the comic strips only. So there are hundreds and hundreds of comic strip artists who draw 1 or 2 comic strips every day for many newspapers, and they also have a very syndicated business. So in the sense, if I'm a very good comic strip artist, and if my characters are very popular, then if I draw 1 comic strips every day, that 1 comic strips will appear in more than 200 and 300 newspapers every day across the globe.
Oh, okay.
How much job money they get.
Wow.
But in their stock, for example, Garfield, that cat is very powerful, very popular characters. So entirely different business. I will say that use that word as a business.
Right.
Not art form. This art form is, of course, is very powerful. It is a different business altogether. But what you say, get into this social cartoons and other things. See, social cartoons, what happens is that their subjects, as I said, they're generally long-term.
Right.
Long-term subject. Their subject generally will not get old or stale or something like that. Even after 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, there's many cartoons which are even, you'll feel fresh, you'll understand the humor and nuances of that particular cartoon, even after 50, 60 years. I will show you one book which I speak about this particular artist. His name is S.D. Fadnis or She the Fadnis. I don't say you must have seen his cartoons. Only thing you may not know that, this is this. I'll show that particular book. So this is a book which I edited about 20 years back. It is called as Nivdak Marathi Vyangachitra. And this is of Marathi cartoons. This is the only of its kind in India. No other language had such a extensive study of any cartoon essay. It is more than 250 pages, more than 400 cartoons, more than 60 cartoons. So it is so big. This was awarded the best book by Government of Maharashtra. Best edited book.
Wow.
And the chief minister was Balasaheb Deshmukh at that time.
Yes. This covers the
history of Marathi cartooning for more than 100 years. The Marathi cartoon is as old as 120 years.
Okay.
So 120 years back, there were a few magazines and newspapers in Marathi, and they used to publish cartoons.
Okay.
It is the most powerful medium was since 250 years across Europe and all that. So slowly from England, that art form came to India and we started producing a few cartoons. So in Marathi also, there are many newspapers, they used to carry cartoons in 1880 and in that kind of era.
Okay.
See, this is a book and this is an artist.
Yes, I remember this. Yes.
Yeah, I told you have seen, it is impossible that you have not seen this kind of art. These cartoons are published 60, 70 years back. But still you can enjoy. Now particularly I'll show you. Now this cartoon is published 40 years back, but still you can enjoy these cartoons. Why? Because it is wordless? No. Because its topic is universal. That's why you can enjoy it. So this is different. See, these are wordless cartoons, as well as the topic and everything is eternal. Even after 100 years, this cartoons will be appreciated by everyone.
I mean,
But that is not the case with political cartoons and pocket art.
no, they have to be very relevant to that, for that week or for that day.
A particular event. Yes, correct.
Yes.
Now, these cartoons are drawn by S.D. Fadnis, who is very young man from Pune. He is only 98 years old. Even now he draws cartoons. In Diwali issues. Yes, every year.
Even now, you mentioned Pu.La. Deshpande, and there was this biographical movie that Mahesh Manjrekar directed and produced a couple of years ago, in which I remember a scene where Pu.La. Deshpande's character is talking to the school-going Balasaheb Thakre, and Balasaheb Thakre is actually been punished, and he's asked to stand outside his class because he doodled something about his class rather than paying attention to class. So the point I'm hinting at is, I believe for any cartoonist, it starts with doodling. How did your liking towards cartoon start? Was it doodling or anything else?
Yeah, correct. I had an interest in drawing as such. Even in school days, I used to scribble on the last pages of almost all the notebooks. That's true.
Okay.
And but actually, those scribbling got a definite direction when I was doing my engineering. I'm an engineer by profession. I'm a civil engineer, and I have done my engineering from Bangalore in Army College. So we used to stay in the hostel, and in the hostel, I used to draw lots of this scribbling and cartooning and all that. We also came out with a hostel magazine. In that hostel magazine, I do few cartoons.
Oh, fascinating! Wow.
It started. Then, as a civil engineer, I came to Mumbai for a job. That evening times was free, so I started taking up this also, as a hobby and more seriously. So few cartoons were published in newspapers in those days. I'm talking about 1983, when India won World Cup. Under Kapil Dev's captaincy. So that is the year I started drawing cartoons. Till
And I believe so. I remember, Prashant sir, because when you were in Frankfurt, and I was planning to meet you and Aditya there, and I think it was 15th of August, and you couldn't come down to the embassy, Indian embassy, and we planned to visit the Indian embassy. And Aditya was saying that you were drawing your daily quota of cartoons for Loksatta. So you do it. Is it like you do it daily? You have to, submit your.
Yes. I'm very much draw daily cartoons. So every day I have to produce a new cartoon. It's just true. Yeah, that is how this profession demands.
How do you do that?
It is very easy. It is very easy. You have to just draw a cartoon. That's all. It's very simple. There was some incidents happened in New Delhi in Supreme Court. So few judges, they came out, and it's almost they protested against something, and so they become a headline of all the newspapers, that how come Supreme Court judges are saying this, that, and all that. They are passing comments against each other. So I don't exactly remember that, but this was a general scene. And after 2 days, they said no, it was nothing of that sort. So the things are settled down. Nothing to worry as such. So this was the incident. So what I was thinking is that it is generally called as, storm in a teacup.
Right. Okay. Understood. Yeah.
You remember this phrase?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I had drawn is, when you say judiciary, generally the symbol is balance.
Correct.
Okay, balance, like the two pairs like that. So in the first frame, these are 4 frame cartoons. So first frame, there are only 2, there's a balance with all this. Second frame, they are fighting with each other.
Yes.
The third frame, they are entirely taken a different shape all the chain and that long bar and all this. And in the fourth frame, they have taken a shape of a cup. Those pants.
Okay.
And they are saying nothing. It is a storm in a teacup.
Wow. I mean, who would have thought
So
that?
these cartoons was appreciated by many, judges from High Court and other courts. Cartoon field demands creativity every day. Every day I have to produce a new cartoon.
Wow.
I will tell you one thing about humor. I will tell you, and it has to be humorous.
Yes, it has to be. Yes.
See if a singer, a great singer, if he has jam-packed schedule in a particular month, he has almost one program every day. Maybe tomorrow at Matunga, day after tomorrow at Nasik, then at Nagpur and Delhi and all that, Dubai, all that. Every day, that singer is singing the same songs.
Correct.
Everybody will phrase, "Kya? Yesterday also he sang so well, today also same rag, same and all that." Nobody will say he is repeating. But if a cartoonist slightly repeats, they say, it is no more humorous, it is predictable. How can it be? So this is what is demanding. You have to be fresh every day. So that is why it is challenging. And that is why I consider this as the most powerful medium, most powerful art form in the world. I have not taken a casual leave even for a single day, and I am drawing pocket cartoons for more than 35 years.
Imagine that. So hats off. I mean, every day producing a fresh cartoon every day. Keeping in it's and you draw, and every day is a new message, correct? Every day is a new message. Fascinating. I mean, I seriously hats off. I am
because this medium it demands it actually.
I'm very impressed. There's a very different level of respect now for all the cartoons. I mean, in a big huge newspaper, it occupies 3-inch by 3-inch space, but the impact that one block of cartoon brings is humongous. So Prashant sir, once again, thank you for being on the Book Talkies.